Hello one and all, this is Nerdcraft here, bringing you game 2 of the best of 3 series. Here, spawning on the western position is going to be our yellow Terran player who has... Take 3, I repeat, take 3, going live in 5, 4, 3... Hello one and all, this is Nerdcraft here, bringing you game 2 out of a best of 3 series. Here, spawning on the western position of the Antigua shipyard is going to be our yellow Terran who brought this series 1-0, currently none other than Alternative Attack's very own Cloud. His opponent spawning on the eastern position in the purple color because he decided to do a little color switch is going to be our purple Protoss player, our purple Zerg player, none other than Type's very own Phoenix, who I almost said Feast for some reason, but you know, okay, Feast, he's one of my favorite Protoss players, foreign Protoss players I should say, and so I'm very excited to try and find some replays with him in it. So you know, it's on my mind, it's Feast, 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 Feast. So Type Feast, Slayer's Feast, Feast Prime, Millennium Feast, which is his actual real thing, Evil Genius's Feast, Grubby Feast, things like that. You know, I try not to let what's going on in my head distract me too much, but sometimes, you know, it decides to just take over. So, spawning in the purple color is going to be Phoenix, who is from Germany, or who is living in Germany from Korea. I think I've covered that. But this is awesome because it makes it purple and gold, representing the Minnesota Vikings there. I'm from Minnesota, so anything Minnesota related I have to talk about. It's just who we are in Minnesota. And which is the funny part, I don't even like football, so you know, I'm a soccer kind of guy. You know, go Aberdeen, down with Manchester United. Arsenal's okay, but you know, Flying Emirates, I don't really pay attention to them. We see that the Zerg here is going to be coming up for the scout. Going to see, alright, yeah, you're going for a wall off. You have a gas this time, which is interesting because in the last gas we saw a 1-Rax gasless expansion come out from Cloud. And now that, did he see that gas? Yes, he did see the gas. So now he's probably going to be thinking, well, what are you going to do? A little more aggressive Phoenix open? Are you going to go for that Cloak Banshee play again? Are you going to go for some sort of early stim timing, which would be pretty weird to see. We haven't seen an early stim timing against Zerg in forever. Now this SCV here, going to be putting down that supply depot, denying that second scout here from Phoenix. Phoenix, we have that going to the just good old 15 hatchery into Speedlings, and Jacobo has left the game. This is from the Zotac Cup, so that's kind of why there's people and everything. This is actually really fresh, hot off the press here. We came out this today. This replay was released today, so pretty freaking awesome there. We have the factory going down here from Phoenix, or from Cloud. Yeah, we have the factory going down from the Zerg player, and he is going to start creating infested Hellions, which do twice the damage. No, the factory is going to be going down here, but the reactor is now going down. Let's say the reactor isn't going down, but now it is. So this is just going to be your traditional reactor Hellion opening. There's not too much of a difference in standard play at all. I mean, this is the standard Terran opening against Zerg. This is the standard Zerg opening against Terran. So not much to really say about that. I suppose we could talk about the players a little. The Spinecrawler does go down again. Standard. Phoenix is, he was formerly of IM, I believe. I should probably check that out before I go saying it. Game 3, I can definitely assure you will have the right team. But he moved over to Germany to join Team Type Gaming with Real as well. Those who don't know Real did a very, very good show in the IEM Kiev. Kind of an unknown player, and then all of a sudden out of nowhere he just, you know, completely dominated Kiev. He didn't take the whole thing, but you know, he did a really good job. He lost to Supernova. No, not Supernova. Oh no. Yeah, he was at Sao Paulo. So yeah, he did lose to Supernova. Again, I had to go check that. I'm not 100% sure. We have the command center going down for Cloud over here. He doesn't really have that much of a, you know, of a defense. He only's got a single Marine, but you know, 2 Lings would be cleaned up by a single Marine, and we have these Lings just over here. They're going to be looking for drops. That's why they are brought over here. Drops or Banshees. We have the first 2 Hellions now finished. They're just like, talk to me, boss, and they're going forward. They're like, I'm going to burn some stuff up and line them up. Not stealing Day 9's quote or anything, but seriously, that's what they say. They say, well, no, they say light them up, not line them up, so let them up. We have an evolution chamber going down here on the ramp. This is the Zerg wall off pretty much. I did see a wall off one time. It was like hatchery, evolution chamber, spore crawler, spine crawler, really nice shot. And denying that, no, took out the Automaton 2000, you monster. How could you take out the Automaton 2000? Well, it's simple. It's because he clicked the A button and then he clicked on the Automaton 2000. That's how he does it. But why he would do it? Well, he's obviously jealous of the Automaton's micro. I'm sorry, I was looking at the Hellion portrait, and he's like, he's still talking about this, and then he like does the facepalm. But yeah, it's because of the micro of the Automaton 2000. That's why he took it out. Just jealous. So we have that second evolution chamber coming down. Melee is coming up. Most likely going to be carapace from this Evo chamber. This indicates that there's going to be a bit more of a Ling heavy composition as opposed to last game, which was a little bit Roach heavy and Baneling. Not as much Lings as could be. Of course, there was some freaking awesome run bys and everything, but Phoenix is most likely going to be going for that Zergling Baneling Mutalisk. The layer, I can tell because of the timing of the layer. The layer is at 7. Is almost at 8 minutes as opposed to 7 or 6 minutes, which you usually see if you want to go for some sort of infestor build. So that's the indication, to me at least, for a Ling Baneling Mutalisk play. Of course, the lack of a Roach Warren too. That's always a big one. Macro Hatch coming up here. It's actually interesting that I mentioned that because there is no Baneling's Nest. So maybe I should check the map before I go out saying, "Oh yeah, it's going to be this build," and then turns out I'm wrong. I look like a total idiot as a result. A tittle idiot. Yeah, no, that doesn't prove anything right there. 4 drones being made. If we check out the unit counting station, we have 46 drones to 37 SCVs, 4 Hellions, 2 tanks, and 7 Marines to 3 Queens, 18 Lings, and 9 Overlords. You gotta watch out for those Overlords, man. They will mess you up. It's just what they do. And currently in production, we got another bunker, 3 SCVs being made at a time. That is because of the courtesy of this 3rd orbital command that Cloud is using as kind of a macro orbital command. You know, just set the rally to either this one or this one. I've talked about this so many times. Use the mules from that, and also, and then once you decide to go take your 3rd, you just lift up and you transfer that oversaturated mineral line, and boo, you got the skidoos. No, you got the you got a fully saturated 3rd, and these Marines coming over here. I think they're anticipating an Overlord. The Overlord is over there, but he has no plans of moving on in. We have the 3rd coming up for Phoenix, as well as another macro hatchery somewhere here. Oh, no, this one just finished, so that's why it said 2. So, tanks just coming out, as well as Marines. 3 Marines and a tank. 3rd barracks coming up, as well as 4th barracks. So, yeah, pretty much everything's standard. I mean, I'm sorry I'm not really talking much about this game. Actually, if we do look over here, the infestation pit is done. Pathogen Glands is researching. So, you know, I'm a big man, or not a big man, but you know, I'm a guy who can admit he's wrong, and I was wrong when it came to that Ling Baneling play. Those Hellions just getting messed up beyond all belief. Did take quite a bit of damage there from those Zerglings, and I think only a couple died, if like 2 or 3. Great flanking there from Phoenix. Just look at that micro. Holy crap. That is freaking awesome. That's why you got players like, that is just what separates, you know, average players, and I'm not going to name any names, from players like Phoenix. It's just so freaking awesome. Plays like that. This orbital has yet to be dropped. I think he actually lifted it because he knew those Lings would be coming for the 3rd. A armory is on its way. Where, I do not know. There it is, and the factory with 1, 2, 3 barracks coming up. So this is going to be a total of 7 barracks and 2 factories. Just a huge Marine tank composition right there. Tank's going to be sieging up, and I like the position of this tank. You're going to be able to, you know, lower the surface area, but when you're getting shot by a tank, you're going to tend to kind of die. The Marines coming in here. The orbital is going to be forced to lift, and nice burrow there from Phoenix, going to force a scan, I should say, instead of a mule. You know, you always want to get a mule instead of a scan. Personally, like, that's me personally, because I like to make a lot of freaking Marines. 5 infestors are on their way here, and Hive Tech is about a 4th to finish. We have another bunker coming up and 2 more barracks just finishing up here. 2-2 is on its way, as well as level 1 vehicle attack, and we have 9 freaking drones being made and 2-2 for those Lings. So Ling Infestor, you know, that classic Destiny build that was created by him and, you know, pretty much utilized really well by Stefano. And we do not have a Spire up here. We have another Spine Crawler over here to protect from drops. So it's interesting that he has the Hive Tech going up, but he's not getting the Spire, because usually, well, now he's getting the Spire, but usually what you see very commonly is the Spire finished while it's on layer tech, and then the Hive and Greater are, oh no, you do the Spire and Spire and Hive at the same time, so that way once the Hive is finished, the Spire is finished because they have the same build time, which is 100. You go right into that Greater Spire. So yeah, we have the 4th over here being established by Phoenix, and this is very interesting because, you know, you see it very commonly, the 4th brought over here just because it's closer to that whole Hive cluster there for the Zerg player, but then it also has a downside to it, that is it's easily sieged up from here, and you know, Marines are able to just ravage your mineral line, the tanks are able to range the hatchery, and we also see 4ths come up over here. So Phoenix is more going to this split map scenario. He just wants to get into that late game. We have a sensor tower just being finished built right over here. So the fact that he's going for this 4th, I don't necessarily agree with, just because it's so out of the way of the rest of his things. We have a couple Marines coming on over here, gonna try and do some creep shoot right there, but they are gonna encounter Lings, and they're gonna be flanked by Lings too, but it doesn't matter because the surround did happen. Ultralisk Cavern coming up here for Phoenix as well. He seems to favor those Ultralisks. He tried to get Ultralisks in the last game, but unfortunately was not able to get them before the game ended, and we have a massive army move out here. Is it gonna get surrounded though? No, the Lings, knowing better, they're like, okay, I don't want to walk up a hill where there's a siege tank on top of it, because there's something about that just doesn't seem good to me. And more Lings come out. Looks like they're going to be able to clean up the majority of these Marines here. And that is mainly due to those 2-2 upgrades. The 2-2 has not finished for the Terran player yet. It is just about to finish right. Okay, no, not now. Now, okay, now it's 2-2 against 2-2, and we have 3-3 just about to finish. Well, not just about, but getting close to finishing. And here we have a massive Ling run by here. The Infestors coming in. They're going to be able to. The Lings will first draw that siege tank fire because Infestors have a higher priority. And now the Infestors are going to come in. Massive Fungal Ghost here going off. And we're going to see Infested Terran coming out here. The siege tank is going to be able to siege in the back. These two are going to be fine until the Infested Terran takes them out. Actually, no, the Infested Terran aren't actually going to be able to take out these two tanks. So, not necessarily a blunder from Phoenix, but, you know, you're going to want to maximize the damage by taking out as much tanks as you can. The more tanks you take out, the better. Of course, taking out Marines is very nice too, but, you know, it's just sometimes you usually want to target down those tanks first, because that's what's really going to make it harder for your units to survive. And you see that those Marines in the front are going to be just completely devastated. These two tanks here have 16 kills between the both of them, 11 and 5. And this hatchery is about to go down. It was being harassed a little bit earlier. I wasn't paying attention to that though for some odd reason. And we're going to have a massive Ling run by here. Going to be able to get in, at least take out this small army there. The supply depots are not being lifted at all. Siege tanks are sieging up, and they are, oh, they're not in range anymore. Oh, for those ones they are in range. And all those tanks are going to be able to clean up. Vikings are already out on the field. 4 Broodlords are being morphed, and we have Chitinous plating coming up here. So pretty much what's happening is Phoenix is going to want to force a lot of Vikings out from Cloud, and then he's just going to do a complete tech switch into not Overlords but into Ultralisks. That is really good because, you know, once you have a lot of supply put into Vikings, what don't you have that supply put into? Well, you don't have that supply put into Wings or Marines and tanks, which is what you want to. And that nice stop there here coming out from Cloud, being able to take out that spawning pool. The Wings crashing against this entire line, but unfortunately not going to be able to take out the entire drop. And now the Broodlords are being revealed. This is going to tell them, yep, definitely got those Broodlords out. Gonna need to get more and more Vikings. We have 3 Vikings being made already, and we have 2 already on the field. If we check out the vision, the Spire has been seen, but the Ultralisk Cavern has not. So these Ultras are just going to come in, and he's going to be like, wait, what? What's with all these Ultras? Because there's 7 freaking Ultras coming up. And they're going to be 3-5, which is the kind of Ultras you don't really want to go up against. Well, nah, Ultras are bad. Well, no, not Ultras aren't bad, but Ultras aren't good. Well, they're not great. They're not like Brood War Ultras. It's freaking awesome. Chain Fungus here going off to really take out the majority of, well, not the majority of those Marines, but really weaken up those Marines. And this hatchery is going to be sieged up. Actually, no, there's no siege mode going down. Just Marines and tanks. We have Lings over here, and we have Ultras coming in, and we are going to have the awesome splash of Ultras and tanks, which is just such a cool fight. Ultras going to eat through those tanks. They're like, I eat tanks for breakfast. You think you can stop me? Give me a hug. I will kill you. And now the Broodlord's flanking from this side. How often are you flanked by a Broodlord? Honestly, let's think here. And the Infestors and Ultralists here, they're going to get ready to just take that center again. We have the middle expansion going down for the 4th, and Planetary Fortress being made. We have a lot of Vikings out here, but you know, we just don't have the kind of bio you need to take out Ultras. You need a lot of Marauders or a lot of tanks and Thors, but we don't have that much of either. We just have mainly Marines. We really can have we have the Ultras and Broodlords with the Infestors coming up. Talk about a freaking scary composition, and these Ultras are just eating through these Marines like nothing. Very rarely do you seem to see Ultras just be this awesome in TV, in StarCraft 2, but now they're going to be able to take out this command center. Oh, right above the planetary, was just about to finish, but then decided, yeah, I'm going to lift up here, and looks like they're going to be going for that third. No, they are just going to go back and see if they can bring out this, take out this wall, essentially, and talk about a bad time to put down your supply depots right there. Don't let all the Lings in, and the Ultras, and the Infestors. The Infestors, you know, they're being targeted, but they're not being as targeted as much as they need to be. Infestor Terran going down, and these Ultralists are just doing such damage, taking out all the barracks, or not all the barracks, but all the supply depots, all the bunkers, and now the Vikings are forced to land. There are no Broodlords out on the map, so, you know, it's okay for those Vikings to land, but we still have, well, no, we don't have Vikings coming out. There's the GG from Cloud. Marauders were being brought in too late in that game. That's kind of what happened with Cloud there. He saw those Ultralists, and he didn't really respect them. He just kept making... Sorry, that was the sound of my knuckles cracking. I just bent them, and they cracked. Oh, man, talk about bad. So, pretty much what happened there was that Cloud saw the Ultralists, and he's like, okay, I see what you're going to do here. You're going to reveal those Ultralists, and then you're going to try and force me to make a bunch of, like, Marauders or Marines, and then you're just going to go straight into Broodlord. But Phoenix actually decided, you know, no, I'm not going to go into Broodlords. I'm going to keep what I do have here, and you'll be keep making Vikings, because you think that, oh, hey, there's still Broodlords out. He's going to make more and more Broodlords. But no, I'm going to increase the amount of Ultralists. Before you know it, you're going to be overrun by 6 freaking Ultralists and 41 Lings. So... Ling Ultra with Infestor. Talk about awesome strategy right there. It brings me back to a nice day of Brood War when you get those Ling Ultras and Defiler compositions. Oh, so awesome. Put the Dark Swarm down, bring your Lurkers forward, burrow them within the Dark Swarm on that Siege Tank line, and then it's ripped up as the Ultras come in with the Lings. Oh, that's exactly what this game reminded me of, actually, TVZ from Brood War, because that's almost like what it was, except there weren't Defilers. There were, in fact, Infestors. So I hope you guys enjoyed this game as much as I enjoyed casting it. If it reminds me of Brood War, I obviously love it, but if it's StarCraft 2, I love it even more. Stick around for game number 3 to make sure you guys get game number 3, or you know what comes out. Please subscribe to my channel. That way, you know, it's like, oh, hey, look, game 3 is out. Awesome, let's do that. And I'll see you guys in game number 3. See you then.